We are looking at the process used to design a very basic schema building lesson plan. It is a recursive process, meaning that even though it's presented in steps, you often go back and repeat steps. Teaching cannot be reduced to an algorithm. It's much more complex than that. This is a schema building lesson plan. A schema is a file folder in your head. That's an abstract concept. This type of lesson is not used to teach a skill, but to add knowledge to students' file folders, to present a body of knowledge. It has 4 parts, and we'll be looking at each one of these. And this is the format that most teachers use. Other parts can be added, but this is all about the process. Once you understand the process, the product becomes much easier. Step 1, decide what to teach. Even though you may have a curriculum, it is very common for teachers to have to get more information. Even when I was teaching 2nd grade, we had curriculums, but I had to get more information from books or the internet to make sure that what I was teaching made sense. And I know my students more than a curriculum does, so I knew what my students were interested in and capable of learning. So you must decide what to teach. Often this entails getting more information or organizing information. Step 2, identify the purpose statement. This is a 1-sentence statement that describes exactly what you want students to learn or learn about. Purpose statement, students will learn about amphibians. That is the purpose of that lesson. Everything that follows should support that statement. If it does not, do not include it in the schema building lesson. Step 2, design the input. This is the most important part. This is where you're organizing the information and putting it in a logical sequence, in a logical structure. And I want my students to use list or outline form so you can see the structure, so you can see the information. This helps you both as you are teaching and presenting, as well as when you are designing the lesson plan. You can see the structure and the sequence. Again, I said this is recursive. Often based on the input, you may go back and tweak your purpose statement a little bit. The same with the activity, second most important part. This is some activity to get students to practice, manipulate, or extend something that you taught. Say a little bit, do a little bit. This is to reinforce learning. An activity, such as homework, should not be used as assessment. That is not the primary goal. We are teachers, not measurers. The goal is to create some activity for students to practice or use something you have already taught. And again, based on step 4, you may go back and redesign step 3 or step 2 or even step 1. Step 5 is to design the opening. The opening, you want to use some sort of advanced organizer that shows students the structure of what is to be learned. And I recommend having a graphic advanced organizer. A verbal advanced organizer would simply be to say, boys and girls, we are going to learn about 2 types of sports today, team sports and individual sports. Or I could show them the actual graphic organizer used as an advanced organizer. But that is done after I've done all this, because now I know exactly what I'm teaching and where I'm going. I do not do that first, I do that last. There is our basic lesson plan format. I forgot the colon after opening. And then finally, good teachers, effective teachers, are reflective teachers, reflect on how the lesson plan went. Everything changes, everything evolves. You can stop the video and look there. That is the general process used to design a schema building lesson plan.